was not sure if I was going to film today or not, but I'm feeling up to it. So I figured I would let everyone know how day 2 post-vaccine is going. So yesterday was fine. Sore arm, the whole chicken wing thing, it's okay. Then last night, I didn't have a fever. Like, I took my temperature and it was 98.5. So I did not have a fever. Like, my body was throwing off a lot of heat. Like I was warm to the touch, which is just felt like very unusual, and it's not my norm. And because of that, I really couldn't get comfortable. It was one of those moments where it's like, I have the heavy blanket. I tried the light blanket. I tried no blanket. I had the sweatshirt on. I had the sweatshirt off. I went back to the heavy blanket. I tried sleeping on my side, on my back. Like, every which way I was trying to figure it out. I could not get comfortable last night. That I would probably attribute to the vaccine. I'm not necessarily saying it caused insomnia, but because I was like uncomfortable, it caused me to have insomnia. And I actually fell asleep somewhere between 4 and 5 in the morning. So, that being said, the way I felt this morning, I don't know if it's related to the vaccine or if it's related to the fact that I did not sleep well. So this morning when I got up, I felt fine when I was laying in bed. I just, like, I didn't want to move. It was like one of those, when you wake up in the morning and it's just like, oh, bed is so nice. I'm going to stay here. It was like that. And then I tried to get up. And then I realized that's not what was going on. So the best way I could describe it is I was not in any pain. I did not have like aches and chills and pains or anything like that. But I was uncomfortable. And to the point when I was standing, I couldn't stand for very long periods of time. And that wasn't like I didn't have like leg weakness or I didn't feel lightheaded. I I felt like I was so uncomfortable that I had to sit. And almost like when a toddler's cranky and they can't articulate why they're cranky. That's the best comparison I could say is it's like I didn't feel myself, but it wasn't like, oh, my legs hurt or oh, my arm hurt. Like I couldn't quite put my finger on what wasn't feeling right, but I knew I couldn't stand for more than like a minute. I just got really, really uncomfortable and had to sit, had to lay down. So I ended up on my couch for a large portion of the morning. I had initially tried to start to make breakfast and then got hit with a wave of I cannot be standing. So I had like prepped my pancakes and I had like all the wet ingredients mixed together and I was like, no, oh no, I can't do this. So I put the ingredients back in the fridge, so it was like half made. And I just curled up on the couch and laid back down. And I was on my couch for a good long while. The other thing, even though I was making breakfast, I wasn't hungry. I was making breakfast because, like, oh, it's breakfast time, I should eat something. I was not actually hungry. I wasn't like craving food. I wasn't having a rumbly tumbly or anything. And actually, I stayed not hungry until like 2 in the afternoon. I had no appetite this morning whatsoever. So, laid on my couch, had some water, tried to nap, tried to just be comfortable for a little while. And at some point, like just before I ate lunch, so obviously I felt good enough to stand, like it cleared. Like the sky cleared, right? Like I just started to feel better. And progressively and quickly, I was not, in any kind of discomfort after that. And was it that I got a little rest while I was on the couch? Was it that I put some food in me after that? I don't know. I don't know. So, I don't know how much of what I was feeling today was the vaccine side effects versus not sleeping well and, my body trying to figure out which end was up. So, I there were some things that I didn't do that I wish I did do. So I figure I'll give a little unsolicited advice if that's okay. So if I knew then what I know now, even though I thought I had food, right? Like I thought I had stuff that was easy to make. I'm like, oh, pancakes, 2 seconds to whip up. Oh, I could just fry an egg. Not when you can't stand. So, I didn't think of it like that. So if I were to do this again, I'd have like a bowl of cereal. I'd have, or granola or oatmeal, or I'd have something like ready on standby that did not take a long time, that I didn't actually have to cook. So that would be step one. Number two, I would have, um, yeah, the thermostat. The thermostat was a biggie. So recently, um, through the pandemic, I was getting like an estimated bill on my meter readings for my utilities, and not this month, like a month ago, they did a meter reading after not doing one for a year, and because I've been home so much more because of the pandemic, my usage went up. I mean, it makes sense, but they were dramatically underestimating. And then this month was like my first month where I'm actually getting a good sense of my usage. So, trying to be like a responsible person, I lowered the thermostat, to a temperature where it's like, oh, I could just put a sweatshirt on. This was not the day to do that. The best advice I can give is do not penny pinch the thermostat when you get the vaccine. Have your home set to a comfortable temperature. Just you want to be as comfortable as you can, because when your body's dysregulating heat and body temperature, when when the air is not at a comfortable temperature, it makes it so much harder to get comfortable and then get sleep and so on and so forth. So when I sort of put two and two together what was going on, I adjusted it. But had I thought of that ahead of time, I would have adjusted that before I tried to go to bed and maybe would have slept better and so on and so forth. So don't penny pinch the thermostat when you get your vaccine. The third thing, have a glass of water next to your bed, because if you don't want to get up and then you have to get up to hydrate and you're feeling dry and pasty, or whatever, just, be prepared for it. So, like, minimize what you have to get up to get. So, whatever you could put close to you would be a good idea. If you have someone who lives with you who can help you out, that's wonderful. If you don't, just prepare as much as you can ahead of time. But that being said, this was not a horrible experience. This was not a bad experience. It was uncomfortable. It was annoying. Nobody likes not feeling themselves. But I was not in acute pain. I was not in horrible discomfort. I mean, I had a rough night. We all have a rough night every now and again, right? Like, it's not the end of the world. But if we take this in context, right? So, one rough night, but now I'm vaccinated. Now COVID's not going to get me and I'm safe. I mean, that is such a relief that, like, I can't even put into to words, like, the feeling that you have of this weight being lifted off of you after you get vaccinated. And just, it's like someone handing you the keys to the kingdom and saying, it's going to get better. It's there's a way out of this, and there is, there is. So in terms of cost benefit, yeah, one lousy night for knowing I can't get COVID, yeah, it's worth it. It is worth it. I mean, again, just my opinion, everyone has to make their own medical decisions. I know there are some people who have medical conditions that shouldn't get vaccines. You know, if they're immunocompromised in some way, it's more complicated. So I don't want to just blanketly speak, for everybody. But for me, this was the right choice to make. And I am so glad that I was able to make this choice and have the opportunity to make this choice. A lot of people are still not able to get the vaccine yet. And, I hope in the very near future that changes, that everyone who wants it is able to get it. The other thing I wanted to mention, after you get your first vaccine, they give you this like flyer or like reading material about the CDC website. I think it's called like VSafe or something along those lines. And it's optional. And if you choose to register on it, they send you a text once a week and they check in to see how you're feeling following the vaccination. They ask if you have any of the common symptoms or side effects, and the level of severity of them. And I signed up. I've been answering because I figure, this could help other people. It gives them more data and a better understanding of what people's experiences are when they get vaccinated. So the more information, the better, armed we will be to fight COVID. So I am participating in this. So every week on the week, so like I got my first vaccine on a Friday. So every Friday, I get a text message with a link, and it just asks me, have I had any, fever, sore throat, muscle aches, tiredness, etc., etc. And, I've been clicking no. And then yesterday, when I got my post vaccine link, I clicked, yes, that I had the arm tenderness, which, by the way, all better. All better. Um, it feels a little tight, but it does not hurt. It does not hurt at all. I can totally move around. It's fine. But yesterday was very sore. So when I did my survey, I indicated that. And then today, I think because I had indicated that, I got another follow-up text. And they asked how I was doing today, and I let them know, the symptoms that I was having. And there is an other line where you could type in if you have like a non-common, reaction going on, which may or may not be related. Sometimes people have other things going on simultaneously. But again, more data is better. So why not? So yeah, I answered my survey today. And I'm not sure if I'll get a survey again tomorrow because I had some symptoms today. But if not, I expect to get a text follow-up next Friday. And yeah, I'm just trying to do my part in, getting the information. So that was my vaccine experience. All in all, not terrible. Not terrible. Just plan to have some downtime after your second dose, definitely. Like, if I had work today, I would not have been able to function effectively. I would have needed to take some time off. So you might want to keep that in mind when you're scheduling your vaccines. You might want to schedule for a Friday or a Saturday so that way you have that downtime. Or, whatever day of the week is your off day, you might want to schedule ahead of your off day because otherwise you might be a little zonked and need an extra day off. But yeah, so that was my vaccine experience. And now I'm feeling better. And I think I'm going to go out for a little walk and enjoy the day. It's gorgeous out. It's like 50 degrees and sunny right now. So I'd like to get out and enjoy that a little bit while I can. So I'll take you with me. Let's go for a walk. Come on.